It's the wood in the driver's seat, breaking it down with passion and heat. Riza brings the vibes, the style so fly. Watch out, he'll catch you with a hot take high. Mullen's in the mix, that's Steven's game. Always spitting truth, never playing the same. And Stepz got the facts, got the belt, got the flow. That's Steven on the mic, ready to blow. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, you decide the score. Hot takes, debates, we're giving you more. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, the stories unfold. Dawood, Riza, Mullen, Stepz, we're bold. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, you decide the score. Hot takes, debates, we're giving you more. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, the stories unfold. Dawood, Riza, Mullen, Stepz, we're bold.
Welcome to episode 3 of Kayfabe or Nayfabe, the wrestling podcast where we break down the best and the worst of pro wrestling with humor, heat, and hot takes. Whether you're here for the suplexes, the storylines, or the shocking swerves, we've got you covered. In this episode, we're diving into a wild weekend with WWE and AAA's Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. 2 shows packed with chaos, comedy, and championship drama. Let me introduce you to the crew before we get started. We have Steven, known as Stepz, always ready to hit it with the hot takes. Say hello, Steven.
Hello.
We have Steven, the other Steven, known as a Mullinator, the man with the unexpected insights. Say hello, Mullen.
Hello.
And of course, Riza, also known as the Kebab King, but we'll just call him Riza for now. Say hello, Riza.
Hello.
Okay, so we'll start off with Worlds Collide. And let me just say it was a great little way to open up the show. Obviously, we had Rey Mysterio coming out to intro the event, Triple H and all the officials and everything in the ring. And yeah, I think it was just cool because obviously Rey Mysterio being a great part of wrestling and, being a representative of luchador wrestling in general. Yeah, it was a great intro to the show. But yeah, I would really get started with my thoughts. We'll spend a little bit of time talking about Worlds Collide because I think we want to get on the Money in the Bank. So, our first match was Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana versus Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Liz Dorado. For me, Mr. Iguana was a highlight. His interaction with La Yesca, his stuffed iguana, was hilarious, and it was well integrated into his moveset. Liz Dorado even hit a Spanish Fly on him, which was great. And that revenge move by Iguana, where he did that spinning hurricanrana, I don't know what you call it. That was great. There was tons of high spots and fast pace, made an excellent opener. Has anyone else got any thoughts on that particular match? You chime in whenever you want. If not, I'll continue.
I thought it was actually a decent match from what I see of it. Because obviously I was watching it halfway on my way home from work. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I really hope and pray we see more of Mr. Iguana because I'd really like his character and I really hope they bring him to it. But by the sounds of it, they're going to be bringing him to NXT.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Obviously, I think just this event alone, having AAA stars interact with WWE stars, that was cool. I forgot to mention the winners of the match were Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. Okay. Second match was Stephanie Valkyrie and Lola Vice. This is Dallas and Chick Menta. That basically, really quick thoughts on the match. That spot where, where Lola Vice and Stephanie did the stereo devil's kiss. That was really cool. And also Stephanie Valkyrie also being on this show and Money in the Bank. That was impressive since, it shows how, how much endurance she has to do 2 shows like that. And yeah, anyone got any thoughts on it? Otherwise, again, I'll continue. Really go for this quickly. I don't think anyone does, so I'll continue. Match 3 was Legado del Fantasma versus Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. For me, a lot of great high-flying spots. It wasn't a match I was invested in. I think a lot of the matches were just, great matches. Didn't have much setup or storyline. But yeah, if anything, I think it was a win, a needed win for Legado del Fantasma. They haven't really had any wins lately, as far as I know. Great spots and stuff, but yeah. The fourth match, I think some of us did watch and were impressed with. That was the NXT North American title. That was Ethan Page versus Javon Evans versus Laredo Kid and Ray Phoenix. Yeah, that was an energetic, non-stop action. And Ethan Page did retain. That was expected. But yeah, again, a highlight for me was Javon Evans. He, I don't know if anyone wants to chime in here. I think every match I've seen him in, he's always been like a highlight, like with how he does his spots, his energy. I think he's someone to look out for when he eventually goes on the main roster, and hopefully he doesn't get wasted by Triple H. But we shall see. Does anyone have any thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I do. Personally, for me, I think this is like my second or third match of watching Javon Evans, and my days for a 21-year-old lad like that, and he's moving at the pace he does. Honestly, as much as it pains me to say it, I really don't want him on the main roster. I'd rather him stay on NXT, because the thing is, with people that come up through via NXT, a majority of them do get pushed to the side, and a lot of their stuff you just don't really get to see that much. So I really hope he stays in NXT. But if he does come to the main roster, wish him all the best and hope he does get the push that he deserves. But yeah, honestly, brilliant match, back and forth action, and it was just absolutely brilliant between all four. Had much mad respect for all four of them. Another thing, I know it's not this match, but the previous match, I just want to quickly say, because obviously we didn't get time in, for Del Fantasma, that outfit they wore that night, they need to wear that every week. I love that outfit. I think that suits them much better than the usual stuff that they wear. That was a brilliant outfit.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, I think that is a good point. I think it kind of it kind of shows off their persona a bit better. But yeah, again, back to what you said about Javon Evans. Hopefully, I think for now where he's in NXT, I think it's fine. I mean, I think in general, it's one of those ones where once they have space on the main roster, that's when they should push someone. I think they're a bit too quick to push people, but that's another point. We'll get onto at some point. The main event, I think maybe one of us have something to say about this match. I'll start off with my thoughts. It was Vikingo versus Chad Gable for the AAA Mega Championship. I'm about to show it on the screen now. I think it might come up. But that one spot, I think we can all agree with that Mexican destroyer on the apron. That was insane. And just in general, the way Chad Gable adapted to the lucha style and seeing how versatile he is, that was really impressive. Also, just forgot to mention, there's another spot where he did a moonsault on Vikingo on the table. That was insane. For me, it was my first time seeing Vikingo in an actual match, and really impressive stuff. If anyone wants to drop in their thoughts, speak away.
I thought it was a really, really good match. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Once again, this is the first ever match I've actually seen of Vikingo. I have seen highlights from him, but never proper full matches. And as much as I dislike Chad Gable, I've got to give it to him. He put up his absolute best against Vikingo, and he's actually shown what he is capable of. For that Mexican destroyer that he took on that apron, my days! As soon as that landed, I was so shocked. I didn't actually think they was going to do a spot like that. But yeah, honestly, match for me, that was the match of the night. Followed very, very closely by the Fatal 4-Way. But yeah, honestly, great match.
100%. Also, one little spot that will tie into Money in the Bank later when we talk about it was after that match. It was after that tag match. Basically, you had so Dominic and Liv were in the crowd, and then Dominic challenged Octagon Junior to a match for the IC title at Money in the Bank. I think that was a cool thing to see how AAA and how they will interact with the main roster in PLEs and stuff. Hopefully we'll see more of that. And I'll give my sort of closing thoughts on the event. I thought it was a really fun, fresh change of pace. Mr. Iguana was an unexpected MVP for me. Like when I saw it, I thought, who's this weird guy with an iguana? But I think for me, it's like seeing a different style of wrestling, something comedic, the way how he blended it with like solid in-ring work. And again, like Vikingo versus Gable was a technical lucha hybrid, which I didn't know is something I needed to see. And kind of seeing Octagon Jr. get that spotlight and obviously him get that match of Money in the Bank was a whole crossover moment. If anyone wants to chime in with their closing thoughts on Worlds Collide, out of your time.
I feel it was a great pay-per-view. It's the first pay-per-view that we've seen, the stars coming from AAA and WWE. Obviously, the two matches of the night was definitely the Fatal 4-Way match. And yes, of course, the Chance Gable match is really showing that what Triple H can, with partnership with going forward with WWE, what it's going to be like. So overall, for a first pay-per-view together, very good.
Yeah, I thought it was very good as well. I absolutely loved it. I did think it was actually better than Money in the Bank. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, hopefully we'll do more of these in the future because, yeah, it was a really good show. And as well, the ring looked a lot bigger. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, solid show.
I think the show overall was really, really good. And obviously for their first show being a partnership with WWE and AAA, absolutely done very, very well. I really hope and pray we do get to see more pay-per-views in the future regarding these. But the one thing that I would like to see, obviously in the future, is them to actually go to the 6-sided ring, or was it 8-sided? I can't remember, one of those. But I would love to see them enable that for the AAA pay-per-views mixed with WWE. It's something that I would love to see. But overall, love the show. Think it was great. Can't wait to see what else they have cooking in the pot.
Cool. So I can safely say we all enjoyed Worlds Collide, and who knows, maybe in the future we'll get an event that has, like all the brands. We have AAA, we have TNA, NXT, that would be kind of mad, but that's one for the future. Anyway, moving on. Now, Money in the Bank. I'm just going to start with my thoughts and I'll pass it over to you guys. So standouts for me was seeing, I correct me if I'm wrong, I think this was Roxanne Perez's first Money in the Bank match. If I am wrong, correct me on that. But just those moments she had with Rhea Ripley, doing that Hurricanrana as a counter, and then doing that moonsault on the ladder. Great spot. And then obviously following on from that, later in the match, you had that revenge spot where Rhea came out from under the pile of ladders to attack Roxanne. That was like nice little storytelling in the match. And then you had that moment with Stephanie Vaquer doing the devil's kiss to Rhea on the ladder. I think just in general, I may have said this, may have not said this, but Stephanie is one of my favorites since coming onto the roster. I hope there's big things for her coming. Another spot was the dual code reds onto the ladders from Roxanne and Alexa Bliss. And then I think immediately following that, you had Naomi who pushed the ladder to, I think it was Rhea and Alexa. They stand onto the ladder. Naomi climbed the ladder and she won the match. Personally, not my pick. I would love Roxanne to win and bring some momentum back to the Judgment Day. I think Stepz mentioned that at some point, but I think that would have been a cool thing to see. But overall, it was a good match, had some good spots. And I guess we'll see where this goes from here. I'll pass it over to Stephen Steppings. And what were your thoughts, mate?
I thought it was a really good, solid match. I think that all the time women are always good at these type of matches anyways. Star power was really good. I am very surprised. Naomi was my second pick to win, but I really did as well think that Roxanne Perez was going to win this. But I'm very happy that I wanted Naomi to win, but I thought Roxanne Perez was going to win, so I'm very happy about the result. I kind of see Jade Cargill winning, queen of the ring, going to face the champion, winning, and then Naomi cashing in. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, solid match. Yeah, right person won. So yeah, solid.
Cool. Cheers for your thoughts. I think next we'll go over to the Mullinator. What are your thoughts, mate?
I thought it was a really good match. Obviously, I don't really watch a lot of women's matches, but because this one was a Money in the Bank, I had to watch it because obviously with these types of matches, these become really, really good. And there is a lot of enjoyable moments and obviously memorable moments that you can tell from these. I did enjoy it. Obviously, I'm a little bit gutted about Naomi winning. You know, it's one of these ones. It's like I reckon, like, because I wanted Alexa Bliss to win, to be honest with you, because I've always been a massive fan of her. Rhea Ripley, she would have been okay I would have been okay with her. She won, but Alexa Bliss did a little bit more than yeah. But it was a really enjoyable match. There was a lot of spots that were really good. Like literally like the Canadian destroyers on the ladder. That was a fucking superb spot. But overall, yeah, it was a decent match. And it was an enjoyable women's match for me, which is really hard to say sometimes.
Cheers for your thoughts. And lastly, but not least, we got the Kebab King, Riza. What were your thoughts on this?
I thought it was a great match. So prior to this match, prior to the event, I had 3 people going into it that I thought had capable of winning it. One of them being Roxanne Perez, the other one being Rhea Ripley, and the third one being Naomi. And out of the 3, as much as I do love Rhea Ripley, I think Naomi deserved it, and she did. Over and all, a very good match with all 6 women. Some of the spots were good. I thought in this match the right person won.
Okay, fair enough. Also, I just want to say I think this was, as always, with these matches, a very good showcase for the women, and I think it does show what potential that they have on the roster. It just, I think we can all agree, it comes down to the booking, and it's not always great. But if anyone has any more thoughts, then chime in. Otherwise, I will move on to the next match. Which was it was Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr. And obviously, this match was like in story, it was an impromptu match. I just say it was a very quick match. I think it was like 5, maybe 6 minutes. It was very quick, but I think it was fine for what it was. Basically, you had Liv interfere, which was kind of typical, and then that led to Dom winning the match. But I think it was cool to see Octagon Jr. On a PLE. I guess like on this sort of stage, it kind of it obviously puts more eyes on him and on AAA as a whole. So that was cool to see. But yeah, anyone has any thoughts? I know this was a very quick one, but Stephen, I'll start with you. Stepping, sorry.
So yeah, this could have been saved for more. I get that they like to have 5 matches for Money in the Bank, and maybe this was because Chad Gable lost. Maybe this was just a way for a WWE guy to get their win back. I guess, I don't know, but yeah, it could have been saved for Raw. It had no place on the show, I guess. But yeah, solid mid card calm downing match, I guess. Yeah, not much to say.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Mullinator, what do you think?
It was an okay match. I agree with Steppins. It's one of those ones. It could have been saved. It could have been saved for Raw. But yeah, it was an okay match. It's what they call a filler kind of match. One just to make the show go on a little bit longer than what it should. But yeah, it was decent. No, there's not really much I can say about it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair. Like, I think we could all agree it was just, with how quick the match was, and like I think back to what Stepz said, like maybe it was a way to get a win over to play in this obviously the kind of cross promotion thing. But last Riza, what did you think? If you had thoughts on this.
I mean, yeah, it was an alright match. Again, I agree with the guys. It should have been saved for Raw, but obviously they were trying to kill some time. Obviously, we knew that this match was going to get taken place anyways out of the ordinary, because they announced it on Worlds Collide, obviously a few hours prior, that this match was going to happen. So, I mean, you kind of knew anyway when that match got announced, and you knew Dominic was going to win it anyways. But yeah, it was an alright match. It was just to kill some time. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't bad. It was just alright.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fair. Fair thoughts. Okay, and then next up, we do have the match between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. I'll probably start off. Lyra had a strong showing. I think. I mean, I don't know what people have thought about this this feud. I think it's been fine. I don't know, for some, maybe it felt like it kind of dragged on a bit long. I think when it was announced that the whole stipulation where, like, if Lyra wins, then Becky can't challenge as long as Lyra is a champion. I think kind of hearing that, like, most people kind of predicted that Becky would win. And obviously she did win. Obviously she is a heel, but she did win by she grabbed the tights or something from what I read that was spot in the match. And obviously we all saw by the end of the match, there was a thing where Becky has said when she wins that Lyra has to hold up her hand. She did, but obviously she was taking the piss with her, and then she snapped, did a German suplex and a Nightwing in frustration. So, yeah, maybe this most likely this feud is continuing, and we'll see where it goes from there. But Steven, Steppings, what did you think?
Yeah, it was a solid match. I do like the feud. I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan these days anymore, but the feud has been good. I think it's really built Lyra up. I don't know where Becky Lynch goes from here, because I don't see Bailey coming back anytime soon. And obviously, if she is the champion, then Naomi can't cash in. Maybe Jade versus Becky. I don't know. But yeah, the match was very good. I don't know what Lyra does after this. I think she's not going to get much to do. Unfortunately, I think Becky Hogan is in full effect. So yeah, let's all stay in for the ride. Huh? Good match. Good match.
Yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, Mullen, what did you think of this? I know you're not a big fan of women's matches, but yeah, you can chime in.
I fell asleep for it and woke up at the last minute. And it's not because I was bored, it's because it was fucking like 1:30 in the morning. I was absolutely tired. But,
that is a fair point.
Yeah. I as you said earlier, when that stipulation came about, how Becky Lynch can no longer challenge for the title, I'm pretty sure, 90% people knew Becky Lynch was going to win. Yeah, it's one of those ones that it was just a given.
Cool. And again, Riza, what are your thoughts on this one, mate?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we predicted that there was no way Becky was going to lose it, because it was like a last chance match. I think this is far from over. I know they said last chance, but I don't think it's over the way they say it's over. I don't know. There's going to be a swerve in this one. I mean, if it depends on, obviously, it's what Steven Steppins touched upon. If Bailey gets involved in this now, but only time will tell. But yeah, it was an alright match.
Okay, fair enough. I think we kind of all had the same kind of thoughts in this one. We have the second to last match. This was the men's Money in the Bank match. Yeah, there were a lot of good spots, as there are with any Money in the Bank match. Yeah, obviously, in the beginning, I think this was quite a funny moment. Obviously, with Seth and his new persona, or his new character, let's say, where he's now obviously got this faction. He wants to, take over. I guess that's kind of like an anti-hero with everything that he's been doing. He's like against the locker room. So that spot in the beginning of the match, where everyone's against him, that was a cool, kind of funny thing to see. I'd say for me, like Penta, obviously this was his first Money in the Bank. I think we all know what he can do. Kind of seeing the spots that he did in Mexican Destroy the Ladder. And I'm sure there were some other cool spots as well. Yeah, like just right now, we had a Grande Americana, which was his first Money in the Bank match. It was great. It was like he did the ankle lock on the ladder. I'm sure he learned that from Chad Gable because he executed that perfectly. I think there were strong showings from most of them. I think even Andrade, I think he sold a lot of good spots. I don't know what's happening with his career as of late. I guess you guys can chime in with that. But his run hasn't been great. He's kind of been losing a lot, but again, there's not much space for him to do anything. Obviously, towards the end of the match, you did have chaos ensuing with Paul Heyman Seth Rollins called out his faction, and then they came out, they took out people, and then Paul Heyman ordered them to attack Solo. And obviously at that point, the bloodline came out. We had Solo Sikoa, Jacob Pardue, and JC Mateo, or Jeff Cobb, if you prefer to say that. But then obviously we had the twist. We did have the twist with Jacob turning on Solo. This was coming from a mile away, but actually being executed. Him saying, "Solo, I hate you," or "I hate you," and the whole crowd saying, "I hate you, Solo." That was so satisfying to see. I'm sure we can all agree. And ultimately, Rollins did it. He then ended up. It was the opposite of that, but what was it? Then Rollins, he stomped LA Knight, and he went up to the ladder, he climbed it, and he won his second Money in the Bank match. So I guess we'll talk about where this is going to go in the future. But I think overall, a lot of good spots, and I've been talking for a while now, so I'll hand it over to Steven Steppings.
Yeah, very, very, again, very good match. Same thing with every single match on the card. Load of good spots. I think El Grande Americano, was this his pay-per-view debut? I think it was.
It might be.
Pay-per-view debut as well. Absolutely fantastic. Could be the best pay-per-view debut of all time. But he is a lucha legend, so it's no surprise there. But yeah, very good match. The winner, predictable, maybe not the best choice, considering that Rollins really doesn't need it. And it really does feel similar to his 2014. Was it 2014? Yeah, 2014 one, 2015 reign, whatever. He's in a faction like the Authority, and now he's got these guys. But cool. Question for you guys then. I'll ask this question after everyone else gives their thoughts. But so yeah, everyone move on first.
Okay, sure. No worries. Next up, we have Mullen. What did you think of this? Anything that stood out to you?
I absolutely love this match from start to finish. The way it started, absolutely brilliant. Solo throws Seth over the ropes, starts giggling, starts having a laugh and a joke. He turns around. Everyone's just like, "Look, you're next," and they all gang up at him. Loved it. Thought it was brilliant. It's one of those ones. 9 times out of 10, men's Money in the Bank matches are going to be top tier. There's going to be chaos from start to finish, and pretty much that's what there was. Chaos every moment of the match. Absolutely brilliant. Penta's first Money in the Bank match, absolutely smashed it. With Solo, having the bloodline come out and help him, and then have. Can you mute your mic, please, Dawood?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. And then to have bloodline come out and help him, and then to have Jacob Fatu turn on him. I absolutely screamed at the telly when that happened, because this is one of the things Jacob Fatu doesn't need to be in any faction. He just needs to be a Lone Ranger, and he just needs to do his own thing. Because as a singles superstar, without any faction behind him, he will probably be up there as one of the best of all time. Because him on the mic, absolutely brilliant. Him in the ring, brilliant. And I think he's doing great as he is right now as the United States champion. I personally think, with regards to Seth winning the Money in the Bank, we all knew that was going to happen. We all knew something was going to happen with that due to the fact of how Seth has been going about things the past few weeks, especially with his new little boys. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes and to see who he actually cashes in on. But yeah, overall, one of the best matches I've ever seen for a Money in the Bank.
Fair enough. Yeah, very good sports. And lastly, Riza, what did you think of all this chaos?
Yeah, I thought it was match of the night. Well, yeah, the match of the night. Probably one of the best Money in the Bank matches I've seen in a while. It goes back to, obviously, we all predicted that Seth Rollins was going to win this. I think we all said that. We didn't see any other way. Yes, Jacob Fatu, big shout out to him. He's going to be a big star, that boy. Going to be a future world champion, 100%. What he's doing with the United States Championship reign right now, obviously with him now turning on Solo with that "I hate you" chant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think this is up there of being one of the best Money in the Bank matches I've seen in a very, very long time. So yeah, match of the night for sure. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we thought that something was going to happen in the main event, but obviously we're going to get to that point with obviously this match. Did it happen? Are we going to be in for a swerve tonight? We don't know. It'll be interesting now because you just never know with WWE and its product what direction they go with.
Appreciate that. Very good thoughts. And I guess we'll follow up with some of the things that happened in the match. Yeah, I think, wait, Stephen, did you have something to say? Sorry, Steppings.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go
So
on.
basically, where does everyone think this is going to go with the Money in the Bank? So, do you see a successful cash in?
That is a good question.
Because I think
Go on.
I thought this would be a way to put the belt on Rollins, right?
Yeah.
And I thought you can do Roman versus Rollins at SummerSlam. But then I'm thinking, could Roman and or Punk cost Rollins cash in? And now I really don't know. So I'd like to hear what you guys think.
Personally, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, it's fine. Go on, Stephen.
You go first.
No, I was just going to say for me, I'm not sure either. So if you want to chime in with your thoughts, and I'll think about it.
I think, I mean, it's hard to say. It could be a successful cash-in, and it could also be an unsuccessful cash-in, due to the fact that it's one of those ones where I feel like I'm feeling SummerSlam. I'm feeling SummerSlam. Seth Rollins goes to cash in on Jey Uso if he's still champion. Touch what he is. Goes to cash in on Jey Uso with Roman Reigns coming to the aid of Jey Uso and basically saving him, stopping the cash in at the same time.
Okay, so let me ask this then. Who wins tonight out of Jey Uso versus Gunther?
That is something I was going to point on, like as in
Yeah, is this why they've given the briefcase to Rollins to make Gunther lose, but Jey Uso takes the pin?
Possibly, like it could be a thing, yeah, because it's one of those ones where just I thought about like what was obviously that match happening tonight. Like there could be a possibility where, once Jey wins, then he comes to cash in. That is a strong possibility. I don't know. I don't see anything else happening. Yeah, where's that going?
Oh no, sorry. Go on. You go first.
Oh no, it was fine. It was just like I was just making the point that that's the only thing that makes sense to me right now.
I think because the way they didn't end the main event last night, the way we thought it was supposed to end, if they don't do it the way they're supposed to do it tonight, in my honest opinion, I don't see Rollins cashing it in. I mean, as in a successful cash in. If it doesn't happen tonight, it's not going to happen, and I can assure you that now. He's gonna. So they've done it basically, as we know. Jey Uso now to face Gunther for the world title. Now, if Jey Uso gets the W over Gunther, does that mean I'm certain Rollins will come out and cash in? Yeah, if that doesn't happen and Rollins cashes in down the line, he's not going to win. I can be assured of that now.
Okay, fair enough. Looks like we got some mixed thoughts. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. And that does lead us into the main event of the night, which was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and John Cena. Overall, I think it was fine. It was fine for what it was. Like, of course, we had that sort of viral moment with Logan Paul, and he held the drone camera, and then he got suplexed by Cody, and then gets splashed by Jey Uso. That was, I mean, obviously, I'd say it's a great moment for social media. And then, to be honest, again, I don't like the guy personally, but Logan doing that moonsault to Jey on the table, that was a great spot. And actually going on from that, obviously, we had that moment where the ref was checking in on Logan, and then that obviously caused John Cena to use the belt, as he has been doing in heel fashion. And obviously, the big surprise, we had R-Truth or Ronnie Killings return. And he cost Cena the match. He cost Cena and Logan the match. He came out wearing like a hoodie and whatnot, and he got his revenge on Cena. Cena said, "You can't handle the truth." Turns out he couldn't handle the truth. And also, obviously, I think it was an interesting dynamic between Logan and Cena, where Cena was like, "I'm trying to teach you," and then obviously that caused some tension between them in the match. But yeah, I think a very cool way to end. And I think most of us can say this is probably Truth's last sort of run, because I don't see what he's going to do after this. I think this is like a perfect way to kind of end things after this storyline. But we'll see. Stepz, what did you think of this match and how it finished and where it leads?
The match was fine. I think it was a waste of one of John Cena's appearances and matches. I'd rather have seen Logan versus Cena, to be honest, more than seeing them two team up. But I ain't got really much to say about the match itself. I was completely wrong about a cash-in of because of the reason having two champions in the same match. But I see why they did it. Give Cody his win back, in the easiest way possible. I am surprised Cena took the pin. I thought Logan was there to take the fall, but there we go. The ending, absolutely fantastic. I'm really glad that they brought him back. R-Truth, Ron Killings. I'm hoping this is a decent long run. My only question is, he's going to do a program with Cena, right? Presumably. So does this delay any plans that they had for Cena beforehand that they brought R-Truth back? Is Punk happening now? Is Punk happening later? Because, we all thought maybe Punk and Cena at SummerSlam, but now R-Truth is feuding with Cena by the looks of it. So what can we... is Cena scheduled for Night of Champions? I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the fantastic ending, 10 out of 10 ending. One funny thing is Triple H saying that it was all part of the story. I think, weird to say that, but I think he should have just said that you listened to the fans and brought him back. But that's just me. But yeah, 10 out of 10 ending. decent match. Looking forward to more tonight.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, about what you said about Triple H, and this will be part of the story. I think we saw what happened like behind the scenes. Apparently, R-Truth was waiting until Nick Khan reached out to him personally. So it is what it is. I'm sure, as you said, Triple H and the higher ups listened to the fans, and we got what we wanted in the end. Mullen, what did you think of how this played out and how R-Truth got his revenge on Cena?
I thought the match was absolutely brilliant. You know, there was a lot of back and forth between all four superstars. The one thing that did sort of stick out to me was with Cena and Logan having back and forth throughout the match. I think that will probably play a part somewhere down the line with Logan coming out on Raw and just basically running his mouth, stating about how it, you know, how that went down between them two, probably leading to something down the line. You know, as you said, Dawood, with regards to Logan Paul, yes, he's not the greatest guy in the world, but as a wrestler, he is goddamn brilliant. I think he's one of the best high flyers on the roster right now. You can see that he has put his heart and soul into this because of all the moves that he is currently learning and stuff like that. He's just so acrobatic. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And I really hope and pray we do see more of him doing stuff like that. Now, I did watch the match on my way to work. And obviously, I didn't see any spoilers or anything like that. So obviously, I didn't know what happened. But when I see someone jumped in the ring and attacked Cena, I was a bit like shocked at first. I was like, oh my God, I was like, is this part of, Seth Rollins ready to cash in? But then when he revealed the mask, I had to stop myself from screaming on the bus because, like, I'm a massive fan of R-Truth. I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the business due to the fact that obviously his character is all about making people laugh, and even though he probably doesn't do it intentionally all the time, but yeah, it was so good to see him come back. And with what Steppen said with regards to Triple H, I do believe that he was chatting a load of shit. When it comes down to it was all a work, we played you kind of thing. No, it wasn't, because it's one of those ones where you let him go, and as soon as that tweet came out that that R-Truth was done and that his contract was ended, the amount of people that tweeted and stuff like that online, I reckon that I mean, not reckon, but I know that's what got you to renew his contract, because Triple H knew that he messed up big time by letting go one of their biggest people on that roster and one of their main attractions. But now obviously he's back. He's back as a new name under his real name, Ron Killings. Where does that leave us in terms of character wise is what I want to see, and what I can't wait to see. I just kind of hope they keep his breaking character gimmick.
Very fair. I think I have to agree with seeing R-Truth back. And I guess technically this wouldn't be the first time we've seen the fans make an impact on what happens inside of storyline and stuff. Obviously, we had Cody and Roman, and who was going to be Roman's opponent at WrestleMania. So, but yeah, I think it was down to the fans and their support for R-Truth. Last, we do have Riza's thoughts on the match, and mate, what did you think of how everything played out?
I mean, can I just say, I didn't mention the moonsault that Logan Paul did in that match. I didn't mention that. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you drink Prime. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Prime is not a good drink. We'll just we'll leave that there. But anyway, Riza.
Prime.
Don't drink Prime's not good for you. Riza, you're up next. Riza, okay, let's have his thoughts.
I thought the match was fine. As stated, it would have been perfect just to see Cena versus Logan. The drone part was brilliant. Logan having that in midair. I thought that was actually quite cool. Not a fan of Logan Paul, as you guys well know. I despise him. But what he's done over the last year and a half, phenomenal, I have to say, for his work ethic. Obviously, the main attraction is, what we all knew what was going to happen, which earlier in the week we knew R-Truth got released, and now he's come back as Ron Killings. But I do want to touch upon something. Triple H. I read an article earlier about him. I love the man, but I despise him. And the reason why I'm saying that is of the crap that he comes out with. Oh, it was part of the storyline. No, it wasn't. You released him. Because they're saying now they're giving Triple H 18 months to fix his act as head of creative. Because The Rock wants to bring in head of writing. I don't know if you guys recall or if you remember a guy called Brian Gowitz, who was the lead writer of Raw and SmackDown back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm talking back like in the Ruthless Aggression era, which I think will be a good shout because Brian Gowitz knows what he's talking about. Triple H, as much as I love him, I'm despising him at the moment, and he's really starting to get on my nerves. So for him to say, "Oh, this was just a work," no, it wasn't, because it took a phone call from Nick Khan to bring him back. Because obviously now we know that R-Truth now back under his real moniker are Ron Killings Troop. You know what I'm talking about. Obviously under his own way that he wants to go out. So now obviously that now puts in question. So with them bringing back R-Truth, obviously is this now leading more into an R-Truth? It's going to lead more into an R-Truth Cena storyline. But how far is it going to go now? Are we not going to have the Cena and Punk storyline in SummerSlam? Is it going to be later in the year? They're going to go to like Cena's final run? Only time will tell. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see. I mean, this looks like this is going to be R-Truth's like final run with the company. So it's exciting to see now. And we're finally getting the side of R-Truth that I kind of wanted when he was with The Miz back in 2011, and also back when he was in TNA NWA as the NWA World Champion. So yeah, I'm
really
excited
hope
for
that
this.
we get a serious Ron Killings. I like the comedy, but I really hope we get a serious
Yeah,
version
I think
of him.
we will get a serious Ron Killings, because the way it looks like his face, you could tell his facial expression. You could definitely tell.
He's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, so this looks like this R-Truth is going to be a mixture of the R-Truth that we had with The Miz and his TNA R-Truth.
Yeah, it's one of those. Actually, funny enough, there was one promo that came up on his time in TNA where he was talking about how he got released and everything. Like, I doubt they're gonna let him speak that openly and do like a pipe bomb moment. I don't think that's gonna happen. But it'll be cool to see like him go back to serious, and like maybe this whole thing would get released and whatnot. Maybe like they'll let him say certain things. Well, I think it would definitely be cool to see.
I think they might do something like Ron Cena is the reason that Ron Killings was released, and that's why he's also angry. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I guess we'll do our closing thoughts. How that sounds to everyone? Yeah, or unless anyone has any other thoughts on.
What's everyone's thoughts on Nikki Bella coming back? What?
I guess we'll see where it goes. Maybe I think I said earlier, maybe it could be announcing another season, Total Divas, Bellas, whatever on Netflix. I don't know. We'll see where it goes in Raw. But it is what it is. Let's quickly round out our thoughts on Money in the Bank. And I quickly start off. I think it had some very cool moments. Roxanne Perez stood out in the women's Money in the Bank match. She's a feature star. I said I wanted her to win, but obviously she's got time to develop herself and her story. Stephanie Becker holding her own against across both matches. Obviously, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, that was impressive to me. Obviously, Naomi winning, we'll see where that leads. Obviously, I think Stepz mentioned it with you said something about Jade Cargill. If I come to that, because I forgot what you said. Sorry. And then obviously Far 2 turning on Solo. That was, we saw it coming, but it was really cool to actually see it happen. And yeah, back to that drone can suplex with J Splash. That was a cool moment to see. And yeah, of course, back onto this moment where R-Truth returning. Well, Ron Kid is returning and blasting Cena with the belt. That was a super cool moment. I think overall, it was a very good weekend of wrestling. Kind of, yeah, seeing, you know, two different styles. Obviously, we have Triple A's with the Lucha Libre style, and then obviously we have the rest is from WWE with the, you know, storytelling and the kind of slower pace. Although obviously in the Money in the Bank, you had really great stuff happening. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Stepz, what were your thoughts on the weekend and on Money in the Bank?
I think Chad Gable stole the show out of both nights, both shows. I think his match was absolutely fantastic, and he showed that he's very, very underused. Money in the Bank's always a solid pay-per-view anyways. So, yeah, it is what it is at this point. Again, the men's winner was questionable, but predictable. But yeah, no, it's fine. I guess the next one is Night of Champions. So I'm looking forward to that. And then yeah, we'll see how the King of the Ring. No, it's King and Queen of the Ring, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we will see, qualifying tonight. We'll see how it goes. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Mullen, what were your thoughts on how things played out, and was anything that stood out to you?
Overall, both pay-per-views were brilliant. Thought they were great. The one thing that I'm really, really glad about now is that there has been a few things that happened during Money in the Bank that will now lead up to the next few weeks coming with regards to Jacob and Solo, Seth Rollins and his crew, obviously with him now being Mr. Money in the Bank. With Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, that one I'm not really interested in, but yeah, I don't think many people are because I think it's getting boring now. But anyway, yes, Naomi winning, see how that goes down. And just one thing that I'm so excited to see and just can't wait to see what plays out is Ron Killings returning. I just can't wait to see how that plays out down the line. But overall, both pay-per-views are great. Can't wait to see what goes down the line.
Yeah, for sure. Very exciting stuff to be coming in the future. Riza, the Kebab King, let us know your thoughts. Was this worthy of a kebab?
It was. Great weekend. Great time to be a wrestling fan. Both pay-per-views lived up to his expectation. Obviously, some matches were predictable, but we wasn't surprised about that. But overall, solid from WWE to have two pay-per-views on the same night, and for them to do a performance the way they done it, you know, I hold my hats off to them. Sometimes they get things wrong, sometimes they get things right, but on this night they got things right twice, both pay-per-views. So yeah, it's going to be interesting now to see the next couple of weeks, obviously, with some of the storylines now panning out to be. Raw's going to be interesting, you know, tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It will be interesting to watch. And yeah, I think, again, it was really cool seeing all of the matches that were on the card. Unless you guys had any more closing thoughts, I'll close out the episode. Any more thoughts from anyone? If not, I'll close out the episode. Sound good? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, this wraps up a double feature review of Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. Let us know your favorite moments in the comments. Who do you think Naomi and Seth Rollins should cash in on? And if you, the fans, want more crossover shows like this, hit us up on the comments on Spotify, wherever you can reach us. And we will be back, I believe, if we can confirm, in the next podcast will be Night of Champions. Is there anything else coming in between that I'm forgetting about?
And Queen of the Ring.
Sorry?
King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh, yes, King. Yeah, there you go. King and Queen of the Ring. Wait, when is that? I don't even...
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just go click Google. But yeah, I believe, that is the next. Well, anyway.
It is June 28th.
Yeah, so that's Night of Champions.
Oh, that's not
Yeah, it's going to be
Champions.
part of the Night of Champions baby
Oh,
PLE.
Oh, it's part of the Night
okay,
Champions
okay.
pay-per-view.
Okay, I guess, that will be the next episode. But yeah, I guess, as we always do on the podcast, our namesake is Kayfabe or Nayfabe. Do we think that both of the PLEs were Kayfabe or Nayfabe? Steven.
Oh,
That
huge
makes-
kayfabes.
That were Kayfabe. Yes.
Huge.
Mullen.
Double kayfabe.
There we go. And Riza, Kebab Man, Kebab King.
This was definitely worthy of a kebab kayfabe.
Yes, new kayfabe, Kebab kayfabe. Anyway, until then, stay kayfabe or go Nayfabe. We have been, I've been Dawood. We've had Stephen Steppings. We've had the Mullen and the Kebab King. Say goodbye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's the wood in the driver's seat, breaking it down with passion and heat. Riza brings the vibes, the style so fly. Watch out, he'll catch you with a hot take high. Mullen's in the mix, that's Steven's game. Always spitting truth, never playing the same. And Stepz got the facts, got the belt, got the flow. That's Steven on the mic, ready to blow. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, you decide the score. Hot takes, debates, we're giving you more. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, the stories unfold. Dawood, Riza, Mullen, Stepz, we're bold. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, you decide the score. Hot takes, debates, we're giving you more. Kayfabe or Nayfabe, the stories unfold. Dawood, Riza, Mullen, Stepz, we're bold.